Happy Friday, everybody. I have missed doing some videos, and since Sevi, our grandson, is in Colorado with his dad hiking and fishing and having fun, but probably missing his girlfriend, Randy volunteered to hold the phone for me, and we're going to make blueberry, I don't even know what it's called, maybe blueberry popper, I think you could call it. It's actually like the strawberry pretzel salad that everybody always makes, and you get at the little tea rooms, that has the pretzel crust and the cream cheese filling, and then the sliced strawberries with the strawberry jello. But we have started loving it with the blueberry pie filling. So because I have a can of blueberry pie filling and no strawberries, I'm going to go ahead and make it so we can munch on it all weekend long. So if y'all are like us, you keep searching for some good desserts that last you for 2 or 3 days, since we're trying not to go to the store as much anymore as we started doing a couple of weeks ago when everything kind of started opening up, and now they're talking about you need to start doing what we did at the first in March, and limiting your visits to different places. So anyway, I went ahead and made the crust because Randy and I, neither one, know how to splice these videos together, and Jody, who was helping me, is a little busy this weekend, and like I said, Sevi's out of town, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of zoom through this, making it all one video. So have patience with us if we're having to do stuff that would normally be cut out of the video and then spliced back in. So I did go ahead and make the crust, and it's 2 cups of pretzels that you crush, and I mixed it with about 3 big tablespoons of sugar, and then the recipe called for, I forgot, I think a 1/3 cup of butter, but because I didn't think it was enough butter, I added pretty much, no, I'm sorry, it said 3/4 a cup, or 3/4 stick, excuse me. So I did use the 3/4 stick of butter. Actually, I went ahead and used the whole stick, because after watching Paula Dean the other day on a video, I've had so much fun watching her videos to learn that you don't really ever have to just do exactly what the recipe says. And she was making a graham cracker crust for key lime pie, and the recipe called, I think, for a 1/3 cup, and she went, that's not near enough, so she ended up throwing the whole stick of butter in it. So you never can go wrong adding a little bit more butter. So anyway, I went ahead and crunched up the pretzels in a bag, and I just beat it with a big old wooden spoon, and then I added the melted butter and the sugar, and then I baked it for about 10 minutes. Actually, I baked it longer than that, because my old roommate that I had before I married back in, I married in 74, 73, so she and I were roommates in probably 70, 71, or 72, and she's about 7 years older than I am, 6.5. But anyway, we were catching up on our phone conversation day, and I almost forgot it in the oven. But anyway, I started smelling it, so I took it out. So it's had plenty of time to cool. We talked for over an hour about all of our years that we have been friends, and about our kids and grandkids. So I softened the cream cheese, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I'm going to add, actually the recipe I saw a while ago called for a cup of just granulated sugar. I don't ever use granulated sugar in this. I just don't. I don't think it dissolves as well. So I'm using about a cup of powdered sugar, and we will mix that together until it's all the lumps are gone. I have to say, this dessert now has become one of our favorite desserts. It's so easy, and it's so good, and it makes, like you said, a 9 by 13. So we'll eat on that actually all weekend. Probably when we got our kids on Sunday night, hope if there's any left over, we'll take it out to their house too. So that is the cream cheese and the powdered sugar all blended very well. It's also such a great cold dessert because it's so hot right now everywhere. It's just very, very refreshing. So then I add the extra creamy Cool Whip. In my olden days, when I didn't care as much about cholesterol, I remember making this, and I used real whipped cream, but because I'm going to the doctor Tuesday to get cholesterol checked again, when I first came back from Italy last July, my cholesterol had fell 50 points because we were walking, we were not eating a lot of meat, we were eating a bunch of pasta, but I couldn't believe it had fallen 50 points. And yours had fallen too, hadn't it, honey? And he's yawning, so he can't talk right now. But I know it's gone way up since we've gotten home. But anyway, so I'm mixing the Cool Whip and with the 8 ounces of cream cheese and the cup of powdered sugar. And I have decided this summer, one thing I'm going to get when we get into a bigger house, at least this I think I told y'all online when we were in Italy, we just kind of thought we wanted to try to be in this part of Dallas, and we found this online and leased it, sight unseen. And it's been fine, and we kind of like living around the old parts of Dallas. The restaurants are very, very different down here than they are in Frisco and Plano. It's been fun, but we're ready to move back up north to where most of our friends and family live, is up north, so we don't have a 45-minute to hour drive to go see anybody. But this is a great dessert to take to people's houses, and it's always a huge hit. In fact, you could even dress it up even more and use a can of crushed pineapple that you have thickened the juice and put that on before you pour the blueberries on, if you like the flavor combination of crushed pineapple and blueberries. But we're just going to do the blueberries today. Actually, I used my can of crushed pineapple a couple days ago. I was craving the Watergate salad, which I'm sure all of y'all remember Watergate salad with the pistachio pudding and the Cool Whip and the powdered sugar. Isn't it amazing all the things you get to make with powdered sugar and Cool Whips? So we made that with the crushed pineapple and the crushed pecans. Anyway, we did that a couple days ago. So honey, you're doing great. Sylvia's going to be so proud of you.
True.
Just spreading it
Are
over
you
the
going to say anything about your haircut?
Oh, I did get my hair cut. I went to the beauty shop yesterday, and a friend of mine's daughter is a beautician out in Plano, and I have to say that was my first time to be in a beauty shop since last July. Last year had not been in one because Randy and I've been kind of just trimming it, and I was determined to let it grow and get one length. But when I turned 70 the other day, I was feeling pretty old and pretty just like an old hag. So I ended up thinking I wanted to get my hair cut again. I was hoping it would make me feel a little peppier, which I guess it did, but I told Randy, I said, okay, I guess I was thinking that if I got my hair cut, I'm not going to use that spoon because I don't want to get it in there. Maybe I would feel 50 again, but I think I've just kind of had to realize that I'm probably not ever going to look 50 again. I'm just going to have to be 70 and add another layer of makeup, I guess. Maybe that'll help.
I think it looks nice.
Thank you, honey. You just got tired of me rapping about how long and how...
True.
He says, every time I say, I'm going to let my hair grow long and get it on one length, he says I get kind of gripey after a few months, and he dreads me saying that every year when I go through that wanting long hair stage. But this was the longest I think I've had it long, don't you think, hon?
Yes. I have ulcers now.
Huh?
I have ulcers now.
This is just the Lucky Leaf Premium Blueberry Fruit Filling or Topping. You can see what an easy dessert this is to make and how quickly you can make it. And then you just put it in the fridge and...
Can you use fresh strawberries or fresh blueberries?
Yeah, you can, but then you have to thicken them. You have to cook them and thicken them, and I didn't want to do that. So, okay. Can I just take one bite just to see?
Sure.
Okay, I have to take one bite, y'all. I'm sorry, just because it's so good. It's just pretzels. Let me get a little bit of the pretzel base.
pretzels, cream cheese with powdered sugar, and a Cool Whip. Your blueberry filling on top. The sweet and salty together are amazing. They're so good. But it's better if you just let it all chill for a couple of hours before you eat it and serve it. But that's it. That's your blueberry. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it blueberry popper today. But anyway, thank y'all for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye.